Hello, internets. Welcome to InSession Film News. I am Blake Pertuzit.
And I'm JD Duran.
So it's been a couple weeks since I've been back here, but one thing I want to talk about big time is we've got the first official photo from Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. We had a couple of photos a while back here that Zack Snyder snapped on his own of Ben Affleck in the Bat costume.
Which was awesome.
We both really loved that here. So now we got an official one of Henry Cavill, all bulked up, been in the gym since Man of Steel here, in costume as Superman. Presumably in Gotham City, it's all rainy and gloomy and all Gotham-y, if you ask me.
It could just be Detroit.
It could be. That's very possible here. We've seen that lately. Why don't you get Eminem on the phone and tell him I said that what's up? Anyway, there's all that going on. Plus, we get Zack Snyder giving a couple of interviews talking about how much fun it is to have crusty old Batman on the set right now, which leaves me really happy because it sounds like we're talking about a good old Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns type Batman here, beating the hell out of people, all Clint Eastwood style in Gran Torino. I'm looking forward to that here. They both look like they're in great shape here. I want to see them fighting on screen here. What do you think, JD?
Yeah, no, I'm right in your corner. I think this looks really cool. I love seeing Henry Cavill just really bulked up and really in the gym, because we know that Ben Affleck's been doing that for a little while. And despite where the characters go or where the story goes, it'll just be fun to see two characters that look like they're ready to beat the crap out of each other. He finally looks
like Superman. And I'm not a huge Superman fan. Neither of us really loved Man of Steel. He looked kind of wimpy in that, let's be honest. So he looks like he's really supposed to be what he's doing right now.
Yeah, so he looks great, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to fully utilize that, and I'm sure that they will. Like you were saying, I'm not a huge fan of Man of Steel either, so I'm still at an arm's length with this project, but what I love about what I'm seeing so far is that it looks like Warner Brothers has a plan, and they're sticking to it, much of the opposite of what we've seen from them before, where they've just been kind of chaotic and responsive, and they're not really sure what to do, and they're really going for it. So despite what I think about Man of Steel, hopefully that they'll just be able to continue with what they're doing, with the plan that they have. And I think that alone will end up being good for the franchise. Even if I'm not a huge fan of it, I think it'll just be better for the franchise, and it'll bring a lot more fans on board in general. Right.
Well, even if you're more than an arm's length away here, you can still use the bat grappling hook to bring it closer to you as we get closer.
I will say the new Batman, though, looks amazing. I think Ben Affleck's a great choice, and I am excited to see where they go with it. I know there's kind of the whole thing he's talking about with V is not really Batman versus Superman, but
whatever.
It really is.
It really is, anyway. So what else is going on here in the news world, JD?
Okay, so outside of that, one of the things we've talked about a little bit on this segment is Guillermo del Toro and Pacific Rim. But since the last time you were on, it's been officially greenlit. And we're going forward with it, which I'm really excited about. I'm really looking forward to it. But what do you think about Pacific Rim 2 officially?
There's been a whole lot of giant robots fighting stuff here lately, and monsters and things like that. I'm excited about it for one reason only, and that's because Guillermo del Toro is pushing this whole thing himself here. It's his own baby franchise that he's putting through here. It's not a big Hollywood cash grab, and that's the reason that it excites me. I'm glad they're behind him now, that they have the faith in it. As long as he's doing that and it's his idea and not just the studios, I'm for it.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you 100%. And I think it's also exciting because Guillermo del Toro is fully aware of the flaws of the first film, and he knows that it is difficult to set up a mythology for a franchise that came from nothing. This is something that they came up with. There's no source material.
Yeah, it's just a baby.
They took ideas from things or whatever, but it's their own thing that they've set up, and it's hard to fully explain that without getting too lost with the narrative and what's going on. So but he specifically talked about the drift and wanting to explore that more and different things like that. So
hey, when you really have to write a Bible for something, that's when you create a comic or an IP like that, that's what they call it. Still the same thing. And there's a lot of work to it. There's a lot of room to explore because he didn't just make just the one movie. I'm sure he's got a lot more ideas. I'm looking forward to see them on screen as well as to see what directions they go with more DC stuff. There's too many characters they're talking about adding to this film. I worry about it now. But we'll get into that later on. Comic-Con's around the corner. I know we're going to have a lot more movie news about both Batman, Superman, and Pacific Rim coming out of that. So stay tuned here. When that hits, you'll hear it from us too.
Yeah, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Email us InSessionFilm.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you guys next time.